Hi, I am here with dryer lint artist Heidi Hooper. It's my privilege to be here because I've admired your work for so long, and her husband Michael Ventrella. Let's hear Heidi's story.
This weekend is our annual American Cancer Society telethon right here on Channel 13. And every year we highlight Courage Award winners who have either beaten cancer or are still fighting. News 13's Nicole Walters introduces us to Heidi Hooper from Hamilton Township.
Just take it off as I need it.
Heidi Hooper makes stunning portraits out of the stuff you discard from your dryer vent drawer. She discovered that talent by default. Hooper was a metalsmith who made armor for jousters at Renaissance fairs until she felt a pain in her upper arm that she says she knew wasn't right.
I just kept going from doctor to doctor until I finally had somebody that said, I think this might be something else.
It turned out to be a new rare microscopic cancer that takes a chemical MRI to see it.
I'm the patient zero from desmoid tumors to desmoidosis. So when they hit it with the radiation, instead of killing it, it basically killed the center, and then the other two sides split and moved up and down my arm.
She was diagnosed in 1999 and spent the next 15 years battling the disease in different parts of her body and enduring around 20 operations. Over that time, her dexterity and strength became worse and worse. Since Hooper could no longer use a hammer to make the armor, she kept trying to find something she could do and not let cancer defeat her. That ended up being dryer lint.
I have so little grip that I can actually take the dryer lint with tweezers down to like just hairs hanging on one another, and that's how I do the shading on the pieces to make it kind of look like paint.
Now fans from all over the world buy her artwork and send her their lint. It's categorized and takes up an entire closet in her home. She's won many awards, and her pieces are displayed in art galleries throughout the country. Turning trash into cash is only one of the ways she proves anything is possible.
Life is a journey, so it has ups and downs, and you just go with the flow one day at a time.
Currently, she has to wear a compression sleeve on her arm at all times for her lymphedema caused by the radiation. But she has been cancer-free for the past 3 years. That wouldn't have happened if she had gone with what the first doctor told her.
That was the thing I learned with the cancer. You got to push. You got to keep pushing and be heard, even if you feel like you're being obnoxious.
You can watch Heidi Hooper and our other Courage Award recipients on August 14th and 15th from noon to midnight right here on Blue Ridge Channel 13. Feeling inspired in Hamilton Township, Nicole Walters, News 13.
Okay, so Heidi, I guess cancer makes you punt.
That's a good word.
I mean, how did you come up with a dryer lint?
Well, my husband's mom, sorry, honey. People were giving me chenille throws, to cheer me up, nice bright colors. And she had lupus and didn't know it. So, needless to say, they were soft burlap by the time she told me there was a problem. And I had a pile of Peter Max multicolors the size of a collie dog on the floor and another one on top of the dryer. So I just spent years trying to figure out something to do with it because I felt so guilty. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like you just smacked your friends in the face or something. So I just spent time trying to figure out what to do with it.
Wow, well that's amazing. That is a sign of a true artist because you can just take something that nobody ever thought of and work with it. But I want to talk a little bit about the cancer, which I couldn't even pronounce and I had to look up, and I felt bad when you were telling me about it because I was like, oh, that's not simple at all. But we just talked to Sierra, who was very young and diagnosed with colon cancer, and she said she knew something was wrong, and she kept going to doctor after doctor, and until they found something. And it sounds like you went through the same thing. What was the determination? How did you deal with it?
Basically, the pain just kept getting worse and worse, and so I knew it was something that was there. And being a smith, every time I hammered, it was like it was like my arm was in a metal tube or something. It was just this horrible vibration. So I knew something wasn't right. So I just kept pushing and pushing until I could figure out what was going on.
And when they said cancer, what did you say?
I was devastated. It was like, oh man, how bad is this going to get? And they said, well, we don't know till we get in there as to what kind of cancer it is. Because like it was only a little tiny, like, you know, a sewing pin, the tiny little heads on the top. That's how big it was on the MRI, you know. So when they went in there and they found out it was desmoid, and then when they put the radiation on it, it spread. They went, we can't tell you if we can even cure this.
Oh my goodness. What was that like? What was that like for you, Michael?
Well, she's more important than I am. Obviously, it was difficult for me, but I love my wife, and I was going to take care of her. I don't know what else to say. You know, we took her to the best doctors we could afford, and we did the best we could, and I've been taking care of her ever since.
Awesome. That's great.
Our anniversary is next week.
You remember?
Of course.
Oh, what day is it? What day is it?
Next Saturday.
Okay, great. And how many years?
39.
39.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now people are going to guess how old.
Well, and proud of every year, proud of every day. So how has this changed for you now?
Ugh.
I mean, you obviously, you took your whole career and you changed it, but
it's
everything.
Been pretty huge. I could walk 70 feet with a hot crucible in my hands.
I could not.
I could lift a bookcase full of books and walk across the room. I was very strong. I had 14-inch biceps. I mean, I was buff. And then with the cancer, it was like, oh gosh, it's my radial nerve it's eating. That means no more hammering. And then it ate all the muscle, and it was like, well, that definitely means no more dexterity deep stuff either. So I just kept trying. Each day was something else.
Did you ever feel like giving up?
Sometimes. Yeah.
And what motivated you to keep going? I mean, I know you love your art, but what motivated you? How did you keep strong?
I know it sounds goofy, but I could hear him crying through the door in his office.
Oh no, you're gonna make me cry.
And I was determined I was gonna make him smile.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. No, it's great. It's great. That's absolutely beautiful. And I know that you have made a terrific success of your dryer lint art, and you are going to state capitol next month, right?
Yeah. Like, oh my God. I still hasn't soaked in. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I gotten into?
Well, tell us about it.
It was, you know, you send artwork into shows and you go, okay, at least it gets my name on somebody's desk. You know, that's kind of all you really expect. And then I got in and I'm like, Mike, you read this, you double check it, make sure I'm not misunderstanding this. And he's like, no, this is real. I went, oh my God.
They picked 100 best Pennsylvania artists to show at the museum, the State Museum down in Harrisburg, out of thousands.
That's what I thought.
Awesome.
I'm like, come on.
That's great.
I work in dryer lint. How much weirder can you get?
Dryer lint, absolutely. And the dryer lint designs have been turned into masks. So I just want to point that out. But Heidi, what an inspirational story. Turn of events, it's just marvelous, and we're just so thankful that you're healing and that you've turned everything around, and we just want to present this Courage Award to you. We are so thankful that you could be here with us today. Thank you. Okay, we are going to the band now.